Good evening, Detroit. The big fella, Demetrious Johnson, the Hurricane, and the coach. What's up, Jeff? How you doing, man?
Good, good. A few days before Christmas, things are slowing down a little bit, so I think the next 8-10 days will not have a lot of personal drama, at least for me.
Hey, JC, how you doing, coach?
I'm doing well, big fella. How you doing tonight, man?
Hey, man, you know what? We had a wonderful time yesterday. We delivered, we had a what do you call, Jimmy, a toy giveaway drive-through.
Right.
That we was able to service over 1,000 plus kids yesterday, and then we're not finished. We're not finished. We're going to do some more things. Got some special stuff that's going to be happening. I'm really excited about it. But a lot of good stuff is going on the weekend, man. I'm just telling you. I heard on the radio show. This is interesting. I heard them talking about Donald Trump. And I heard a national and a local, very conservative station talking about it. They were talking about, Jeff, and this is interesting. You're the political expert here, right? They wanted to talk about how the election was stole, how the improper ballots was not counted, and things like that. It's just hard for me to continue to understand how this Republican party is not wanting to accept they lost. That's the thing that's really, I guess, disappointing to me.
Well, Donald Trump is there's something wrong with the guy. I mean, there's a lot of things right with him, you have to admit. He got elected president, and I didn't, so he's got some talent. But there's also some things really wrong with this guy. But he has a hold on the Republican base, the voters. And so there are all kinds of Republican elected officials who know that this is over, know there's nothing they can do about it, but they're afraid of crossing the guy because if he starts, looking at him, coming after them individually, it could really hurt their careers. So you have these, really smart Republican senators and Congress people and governors and the like who know it's over because it is over. Make no mistake about it. They know it's over, and they know that he's probably, crossed the Rubicon, and now he's going to start doing damage to himself and to the party. But they don't know what to do because there are a whole bunch of Republican voters who absolutely think that there's some kind of conspiracy going on, and the election was stolen from them. So it's one of the weirdest deals I've ever seen in politics. But then again, Donald Trump is one of the most unique elected officials and presidents we've ever had. So, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's not going to amount to anything. Joe Biden's going to be the president the third week of January.
But do you truly believe? Why would they be afraid of him now? Because he's like lame duck. I mean, he's just sitting there floating around. Why would they be afraid of him now?
Because the voters like him. Republican voters like him. Not all the voters because he lost. But Republican voters overwhelmingly like this guy, and that's a complicated thing unto itself. So even though he's not president, whatever he says, they care about. And if you're Lindsey Graham in South Carolina, although he just got reelected, so I don't know why he would care, but I guess he does. And you don't do what Donald Trump says, or you don't play along with his the yarn that he's spinning. That the election was stolen from him, all these voters will turn on you. So it's the fact that, the voters, Republican voters, not all voters, Republican voters are buying this nonsense. And so if you're an elected official, it's nonsense. But if you, call it nonsense, then all these voters are going to turn on you. And that's in football, you need to score touchdowns. In politics, you got to get voters. And so the last thing you want to do is have these voters all turn on you. So a whole bunch of Republicans who know better are playing along. But It's over. Make no mistake about it. They can say what they want. It is over.
Are you sure it's over, though, Jeff? I mean, is there anything? Let me ask you this question, Jeff.
It's over.
Let me ask you this question. Is there anything that Donald Trump can do to change the outcome, what we all know as a loss? Is there anything he can do? I mean, what can he do?
The only thing he could do would be he could try, and it's never been done in this country, and I don't think he'll do it, and I don't think it would work. He could try to do a coup where he basically went to the military and said, the election was stolen. It's all a fraud. I'm the legitimate president. I want you to back me, and I'm going to take over the country, and we're going to order new elections. You may have noticed that that's the kind of thing that happens in places like Venezuela and Egypt and other places. It's never happened here. Now, I will tell you that the military ain't going to do that, so that's not a possibility. But when you say, is there anything he could do, that would not be legal. It'd be illegal, but that would be about the last thing, open to him. He's already gone through the courts and lost at the courts. He's going to ask Congress not to, do whatever, but they have no choice. Once the Electoral College did its thing last week, this thing was over. So the only thing he could do is anything that would be against the law, and the military is not going to go along with them, so it's not even a possibility. But it wouldn't shock me if in some meeting in the White House he brought up some nonsensical idea like that. But, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, and I'm hoping it's over because it seems to me as if he can try to create some type of martial law. And you got all these Trump.
Who would enforce that martial law?
Now,
he can't do it himself.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. If he can he enforce the martial law?
No, there's no such thing as martial law in the United States. So the question is, he would have to go against the law, right? He would have to do something illegal. So he would need some kind of muscle in order to, to take over the country and to, call new elections. There's no legal way to do it. He'd have to do it illegally, and the only way to do that would be if the military joined him. And the good news for the United States is we hear about all these institutions that, people are losing faith in, but the institutions have actually held here. The election authorities under
Hey, DJ, you got a caller already on the line.
Secretary.
But Jeff.
And they counted the votes and they declared a winner, i.e. Joe Biden. Donald Trump went into court and judges that he appointed ruled against him. And of course, the military leaders had made it very clear that they're not going to be taking part in anything. So all of our institutions, which he tried to co-opt and corrupt, stood their ground. And so, I think a lot of damage was done here as far as the future is concerned. And if I were African American, I would not be worried about this election. Joe Biden is done. What I would worry about is that Republicans are going to try to change the election rules again to try to disenfranchise African Americans and seniors and others for the next election. But this election is over.
Hey, JC, what's your thought on it?
Well, I tend to agree with Jeff. It's over. The military has already said that they're not going to get involved in any foolishness like that. But here's the bigger thing, DJ and Jeff. All eyes are on Georgia. So I don't care if Biden is the president. It's going to be tough sledding if that Senate keeps the majority Republican. It's going to be no different from Obama.
Yeah.
So all eyes, and I really think that the Republicans, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to hang on as long as they can to keep the Republican Party interested, to keep that base interested in Georgia, to at least hang on to the Senate. So, all eyes are on Georgia, man. That's going to be critical.
So Jeff, what's your thought on Georgia before we start going back to our phone lines? What is your thought about that?
Well, JC is right. There's 2 seats up for grabs in Georgia, both of their U.S. Senate seats. And if the Republicans win both of them, the Republicans will control the Senate. If the Democrats win them, it'll be a tie, 50-50. But Kamala Harris, the vice president, would break any ties, so effectively Democrats would control. So he is right. The control of the Senate is at stake in Georgia. I will only say, though, that if Donald Trump doesn't care about what happens in Georgia, because remember what Donald Trump is telling Republican voters. Don't believe the outcome of elections. Elections are corrupt. It doesn't matter if you vote. They're going to steal the election. Well, and if people believe that, which apparently they do, what would you do if somebody told you that there's no point in going to vote because the election is, the whole thing is rigged? Well, you wouldn't vote. And so Donald Trump only cares about Donald Trump. He only cares about winning versus losing. So he could give 2 rips about Georgia. But JC is right. The rest of the Republican Party and they're walking on pins and needles here, but they care very much about Georgia and what happens there in January.
Well, guys, let's do this. I'm gonna open the phone lines up real quickly because we got a caller that's been sitting on the line. Dave, let's go to Dave, and then call in. You can call 313-778-7600. 313-788-7600. Dave, what's up, man?
Hey, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Dave?
I have a different opinion about a lot of the stuff you guys are talking about. You might not agree with a lot of what I say. I was a lifelong Democrat, and I had to leave the party because of the direction it was going. And I've been voting Republican. I voted for Donald Trump. There's a lot of stuff about Donald Trump I don't like. But when I look, if you took Donald Trump's name away from the things he's done, some of the accomplishments he's done that the media won't give him credit for, no one will give him credit for, there is not a Democrat on the planet who could get the economy to do what it did before COVID. You got to admit, I don't believe Donald Trump would have lost if COVID didn't show up in the United States. I think that was a big, he didn't approach it. It was an unknown for a lot of people.
Hey, Dave, let me say this, and I want Jeff to chime in on this. But let me say this: I think you're right. Donald Trump did do some things, right? I mean, some positive things. No question about it. You cannot take that away. That he did do some positive things. But isn't it safe to say that the economy was going in the positive direction under Obama? I mean, it was going in a positive direction anyway. So when Donald Trump got in office, he was able to move the needle further, and with an all Republican Senate. So so to discount that things wasn't happening prior to then, I think that's not true.
Well, I can't agree because I don't think Barack Obama would have lowered taxes, and he would not have got rid of regulations that let the economy go like it did. The Democrats will never do that. They can never lower taxes, and they can never get rid of regulations.
Hey, Jeff, I want you to hop in there.
Their MO.
Yeah, I think that the caller has a point. Now, first of all, I don't think that this is who's better, Barack Obama, or whose economy was better, Barack Obama's or Donald Trump's, or who's a better president. To me, that's not even close. However, it is true that until COVID, it is true that under Barack Obama we had growth, but the growth was pretty tepid. But we did have growth after he turned things around. Remember, under the previous president, things were about to collapse. Hang on, let me finish. Things were about to collapse, and we had tepid growth under President Obama, and we had stronger growth under Donald Trump. But there is more to being president than policy. Part of being president is what is your contribution to our country's character and culture, and that's why this president lost. You are correct. If you had a president with a bag over his head who did these things, as a conservative and Republican, he'd get a lot of credit, but policy is only part of being president, and on the character side, he failed miserably, and that's why he got beat.
Then tell me one thing. Why did Barack Obama get the Nobel Peace Prize? What did he do to get that? He was in office 2 weeks.
Well, I can tell you one. I can tell you one reason why. Let me. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
What? Did he get that because of his skin color? Tell me what Barack Obama did.
Go ahead, JC. You want to say something?
Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, we could talk about what Barack Obama did, but we could also talk about why did Rush Limbaugh? Why did he get what he got?
Yeah,
what did he do for the country that was so great?
There's a pretty good argument that Donald Trump should have actually got the Nobel Peace Prize because of what's going on in the Middle East with all the peace agreements going on over there. Now, if Barack Obama had done that, they'd still be writing books. Barack Obama would still be writing about
but let me also, like JC made a good point, Dave. So you tell me in this situation when you talking about what did Barack Obama do to get a Nobel Peace Prize? So you never told us what Rush Limbaugh did to get an award.
Rush Limbaugh does what the media in this country should have done.
What's that?
The media in this country will not tell anybody exactly what's going on. The media in our country is so incredibly biased. You couldn't get the straight skinny on what's going on in our country.
But
all it is a wing of the Democratic Party. Rush Limbaugh lets people know what's really going on.
Okay, but let me ask you this question, and it's safe to assume that Rush Limbaugh is truly pro right wing, truly right. Is that true? Is it safe to say he's very conservative? So let me ask you a question. So his views are going to be a conservative views. Every time he says something, he's going to be pro-conservative. So I didn't hear him say nothing about anybody that wasn't pro-conservative positive. Even if they did positive work, I never heard him say anything. Now maybe I'm wrong, Jeff. You correct me if I'm right or wrong, Jeff.
Well, here's where we are with the news media, right? So when people say, "Oh, the news media doesn't tell you the truth," what people are really looking for is the news media to tell the truth the way they see the truth, right? So if you listen, watch, and read multiple sources, left, right, and center, you'll find out what's going on. But what's happening is left-wing people want to watch CNN and MSNBC and read the New York Times, and right-wing people want to watch Fox News and listen to Rush Limbaugh because people don't want the truth. They want the truth as they see it through their own filter, and anything that is not consistent with their own point of view, they consider to be fake news. That's true of the left and the right. But what we saw in this last election, I know we're going to a break, is the center actually held, and that's why our country got through this mess.
Hey, Dave, thanks for your call, big man. Give us a call again. Hey, the big fella, Demetrious Johnson, along with the Hurricane Jeff and the coach. We'll be right back. Give us a call, 313-778-7600. Right back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. You got people calling in tonight?
Yeah. I'll send you. We got one at Welcome back to the Demetrious Johnson Show, the big fella, along with the Hurricane Jeff Rankford and my man, the coach, JC. Hey, we're going to get some calls. I'll holler at your boys at area code 313-778-7600. I think we got Big Joe. Big Joe, what you got, man? Big Joe, how you doing?
Hello?
Yo, what's going on, Big Joe?
Well, Big Joe, listening to the conversation, and here's what Big Joe thinks. I can't call him what I really would call him, but he acting like a broad, and that's Donald Trump. It is what it is. It's already been adjudicated as far as the proper form, which is, you know what I'm trying to say, the people that tally up the Metro College, they already put it out there who won. That's what it is. He excited a bunch of bigots, and they got an opportunity to act like fools. And that's what it's about right now. As your partner said, the Army, military, they not going to deal with that because they know you're a clown. It's just in the time of COVID, you're dealing with a whole bunch of nonsense that you shouldn't be dealing with. He didn't tell people the truth about it in the beginning, and I never hear a lot of people talk about that. My grandmother said, if you not right in a small matter, you going to not be right in the great matter.
I know that's right.
God is a clown. He should go. What we dealing with is Joe Biden. He ain't going to be 100, but, he's better than what we had. And that's where I'm at with it. My comment, I'm sticking to it.
Big Joe, thanks for your call, big man. We appreciate it.
Hey, DJ.
Yo.
And one of the big surprises, and expounding on that a little bit, and one of the big surprises with Barack Obama, President Obama winning the Nobel Peace Prize, the problem that many had was he won it only in being in office less than a year.
Mm-hmm.
But that had nothing to do with how he strengthened diplomacy around the world and cooperation among people. We look at people like Donald Trump. There were only 3 other presidents that have won the Nobel Peace Prize, DJ. Theodore Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson, and Jimmy Carter. And Barack Obama was the 4th. So when you look at those great men that have been president, he's right on par with what they did for the country and what they did universally for the world. So I don't know why anybody would have a problem with Barack Obama winning the Nobel Peace Prize.
And I can say that it's interesting because Dave, he alluded to it. He didn't allude it. He said it. He won it because he's black. There's a whole lot of great black folks ain't getting nothing because they black now. I don't see many black folks getting big time awards and getting recognized all over the world for doing nothing because they just a black man. See, and that's the thing that to me that's diminished what you think of a black president. Because first of all, they were disappointed a black president got in there, no question about it. Because we thought in our lifetime we would never see one, and one happened. Let's go back to the phone line. Let me bring my man Will. What's up, Will? How you doing, man?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm good, big fella.
You know what I would like to see?
What's up?
I would like to see Congress use the articles of the 25th Amendment to put Donald Trump out of office right now, okay? And as far as the military, what I would like to see them do is to help him pack his stuff up and get his ass out of that White House. That's what I would like to see do.
I know that's right.
Because I'm going to tell you something. I can't see why Congress hasn't done this when he used all his resources, all his childish repeals to try to get this election turned over. When he lost all of that, those judges should have found all them lawyers in contempt of court because they knew right off the top he had no ground. They had no
right.
justification.
I agree.
No legal cause.
I agree with that. Yeah,
they should get rid of
you're 100% right. And
all of them.
hey, man, and then when they talk about and Jeff and JC, I'm gonna make this point. Hey, William, thanks, big man. We appreciate your call, man. Thanks for calling, Bill. All right. Hey, man, let me say this, guys. It's very interesting because when they talk about Obama, what did he do? He won it because he's black. That's what the white guy was saying, right? My man Dave was saying. He won it because he's a black. And it's interesting when we accomplish something of a great magnitude, that there's someone, I'm not going to say every white, because she can't do that. Every white person don't think that way. But there's some whites who feel that, okay, the only reason why he's successful is because he's black. The only reason why he's the president of a company because he's black. They truly don't understand what we have to go through to get to those levels. Because guess what? They don't have to go through that same dynamic that we go through as black men to accomplish what they say, we got to be twice as good to get what a white person get. And that's true. I mean, that's the reality. See, that ain't nothing we just make it up. We fought through it and we've been through it. But let me run something by you. And when they talk about why did Obama get the Nobel Peace Prize, well, you know what? He got it for the same reason Mandela got it for, right? Mandela got it for peace, bringing it to the presidency, bringing amid of a whole lot of stuff that was going on. He was able to, like you say, Jimmy, go into those other countries and bring some peace to us, man. But that don't mean anything because he's black. Because he's black, he's able to get the presidency.
That was half of his point.
Right.
But his real point was that if Donald Trump didn't get the credit he deserved for what his son-in-law Jared Kushner did in the Middle East, and didn't get the credit he deserved for the economy because of the left-wing media, and had we had a longer conversation with Dave, I was ready to say, he does deserve credit for what he did in the Middle East. He did deserve some credit for what he did with the economy, but the guy culturally was just an awful human being, and a whole bunch of people, particularly women in the suburbs, said, we don't want a man like that in the White House. We don't want him setting an example for how we talk about things in America, and we don't want him being an example for our kids. And so, yeah, from a policy point of view, he did fine. He got credit for the policy things, but I believe rightly so. The guy was criticized because, he's just a rotten human being.
All right, well, let's do this, man. Let's change subjects on something. I want to go to something else, y'all. I want to talk about this thing that happened, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago, I believe, that we never touched on. And it's very important that we touch on this, JC and Jeff. Casey Goodson, a young man in Columbus, Ohio, was shot after a verbal exchange with the police. And the guy was, the young man, he was, I guess he went to the sub shop, had a sub sandwich in his hand. And the police, I guess they was out looking for somebody. And they saw him. He was trying to get in his mother's house with the key, the grandmother's house with a key. And the police comes up on him. And they have some verbal exchange. He says, hey, man, it's my grandma's house or whatever. The police says some things to the young man. The young man has some exchange with the guy. The police shoots him, saying that the young man, had a gun on him, which wound up being a sandwich, a Subway sandwich. All right? And the thing that's really disappointing is this. Guess what, guys? Once again, no body camera, no footage, no nothing. Now, they're trying to say the guy had a gun, but no gun was found.
Wow.
And so I'm really disappointed to hear that they tried to say that this guy. No, let me say this. Let me reiterate this, Jeff and JC. They found a gun, right? But he had a license to carry the gun. He was legit with it. He didn't pull a gun out or anything. So when they shot the young man, when they found a gun on him, guess what they said? Oh, he had a gun on him. Yeah, he did, because he was licensed, registered to carry the gun. But once again, a young black man loses his life on some foolishness. And this is my problem, folks. If white police officers are scared of black folks, they don't need to be police officers, particularly working in black areas. How is it that you have an all-white police force working in an all-black depressed area? Because guess what? If you're scared, and I make this analogy all the time, folks. If you're scared, and I'm scared of dogs, big dogs. I'm just scared of big dogs, right? If a big dog come to me, I'm going to immediately get defensive and try to do something just because he's around me. All right? That's just a dog. So if you're afraid of black folks, why in the hell are they allowing black folks, white folks, to police areas of people that they're afraid of? What do you think is going to happen, JC? Tell me. What do you think is going to happen, Jeff? JC? Somebody?
Well, I mean, it's indicative. It's indicative of what we see across this country. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing, and I know we said we were going to change the subject. That's the one thing that we were talking about when we hear this thing about police reform. You know, we might not like the word defund the police. You see what I'm saying? We might not like that word. That should be another word. That's a bad word to many people. But that's the example that I'm talking about when we don't have community policing. Police officers are not trained. They're not from the communities in which they police.
Right.
That is one of the universal problems.
And
when we hear defund the police.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And let me hop in and say this, JC. And the guy was a U.S. Marshal with the Fugitive Task Force. You know, he was with the U.S. Marshal Fugitive Task Force. And guess what? Now the police department has brought in the FBI on this case for a possible civil rights violation. So what is it telling you? They know the guy didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? They know it.
Right.
But once again, it's a young black man is dead, and now you got a parent that lost a young man. So what happens?
Right. Well, that case, DJ, and there's a case right in Detroit that just happened days ago where a gentleman, Bernard Howard, has been incarcerated for 26 years since he was 18, DJ. He's been incarcerated 26 years for a wrongful conviction on 3 murders.
Wow.
He's been incarcerated since he was 18.
Wow.
I'd love to have him on. But no, how does he get his life back? How does Mr. Howard in Detroit get his life back? 18 incarcerated since the mid-90s for over 26 years for a wrongful conviction. How do they repay him? How does he get his life back?
He can't.
That's what we're talking about.
See?
The judicial system, that's what we're talking about.
And then before we go to the call, let me say how whack the damn Columbus, Ohio police is. And to piggyback on what you're saying, Coach, the police was like, it wasn't us, it was the U.S. Marshals. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't us. So that means, they think they vindicated themselves by saying it's not them because it's the U.S. Marshals who committed a heinous crime again. And the police department knows it's heinous. When they can sit up and say, it ain't us, we had nothing to do with this. Yeah, we've shot some before, but we ain't have nothing. Let's go back to the phone line, man. Let's bring in my man, Rick. Hey, what's up, Rick? What's going on, Rick? You have my man Rick there?
There we go.
There you go, Rick. What's up, man?
Good. Everything's good. Hello to you and your crew.
Yep.
On that police issue, as with the case in Detroit, as is around the U.S., we know we need early intervention to start collecting the first-party claims of people who have police contacts. We know that we will be able to profile. All of the data says it. St. Louis, just as Eric Holder pointed out, it's the lack of a paper trail, the lack of a, footage, as you would say, with the vest cam. And the thing with that, these officers all have a history of this mindset and attitude. And if citizen contacts with the police was recorded and not just treated as a statement, but used to organize, get people together so that they would be able to, be mindful of the condition of the police in terms of how the citizens are saying they're being treated, then people could pick up a politic about the police and draw a line and say, well, if this happens, then you're going to lose 20% of your pension. If this happens, there's going to be some defunding of the police in this regard because something is wrong. I mean, you can do that if you have a pre-plan and if you have people organized to take action. The problem is police abuse is not oftentimes handled like a problem to be solved in our community. And so it gets turned over to these police commissions and things like that. And if you're familiar with Detroit, and I live in the district, my police commissioner was slammed to the floor and drug out. He was treated just like, they treat us, pretty much when they want to in the field. And so you have to ask yourself, how much power does he have? Now, rather than a lot of times the guys on the commission responding by organizing the potential victims of the citizens, they tend to argue from their elected positions. And what happens with this is we continue to get diminished power. You can't build power handling problems the way that we've been doing it, and that's been it. And so when you call people and ask for help, say you call your local council person or alderman or whatever the case may be, and, they're powerless in these situations because, all they can do is call a department head and ask questions.
Right.
And see, it's no way those individuals have the tools, even though they have some investigative monies, they don't have the tools to investigate what happens out on a isolated street. They just don't have it. So in other words, telling them the elected officials many times is just spitting in the wind.
I agree because guess what? I think that when you do that, they're just protecting one another's interests. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're 100% right. They protect. Hey, Rick, you're 100% right. Protecting one another's interests to the fullest, and that's what they do.
Word called organized fraternal collusion.
No doubt about it. Hey, you know what?
The lawyers do it. The police do it.
Hey, check this out, Rick. You know how they always talk about Crips, Bloods, and the gang members? Hell, the police departments are gangs. Hell, they out there doing things that they shouldn't. I'm not saying all police officers. So my best friends are police officers, guys. So I'm going to let you know that. But I'm just telling you this. There are police officers that allow things to happen and do not say anything. What, they got the blue code? The no snitching policy is a no snitching policy in the police department too.
That's right. And
so let's not pretend like that ain't going down.
I bet you if we put up $100,000, set up a whistleblower hotline, and said if you see this kind of behavior, you can call an independent source, one of them Crime Stopper deals.
Right.
I tell you, then it would start stopping, and you start rotating them partners around in those cars.
I know that's right.
I'm telling you, we could do some things, and I'm going to leave it there, DJ.
Hey, Rick.
I got to get that in, man. Thanks.
My man, thank you, Rick. We appreciate the call, man. Hey, let's go and talk to my man, Brother Good News. Brother Good News, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Talk to me. Give me some good news, brother.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm trying to finish rapping about the subject of the Messiah being a nation.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I figured that we'll try to break some things down about what's going on about this subject.
Let's go.
It's because a lot of people don't realize who the Messiah really is. Although the Bible itself was telling you all along that the Messiah is a nation, especially if you look it up in the book of Isaiah, chapter 52 and chapter 53, it actually describes to you about the plight of the Messiah or the nation. Also, if you read in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, you also see that the Creator was describing what he was going to do with this Messiah,
right,
or Israel. Well, see, a lot of people have the wrong conception, thinking that the Messiah is a singular individual. But come to find out, according to what the Bible is saying, it's describing Israel as the one that's going to save the world. And Israel, y'all know Israel. Well,
so Jeff. And JC, you guys are more biblically inclined than I am. Why is he assuming that the Messiah, when they speak of the Messiah, when the teaching of the Messiah was this, that was an individual. I always taken it as an individual who's going to come back and help save the world or make whatever the changes it was going to take into to this world. But you're saying it's a nation. Jeff, are you familiar with the Messiah being a nation?
Well, I am not a scholar of.
Neither one of us are. Maybe Brother Good News is.
Now, if you're a Jew, then yes, the Old Testament is the supreme religious law. If you are a Christian, the New Testament trumped the Old Testament. That was the whole idea of Jesus coming back. And nowhere in the New Testament does it say that the Messiah is a nation. Now, having said that, all on the planet Earth, every single religious text of every single religion was written by a human being. And so you can believe whatever you want to believe because other people wrote these books. Now, you can, also believe that they were inspired by God or this, that, or the other thing. But all of the books, whether you are Jewish, Christian, Islamic, or any of the other many religions there have been on this planet, all of your texts were written by human beings. So, I personally take it all with a grain of salt.
JC, what's your thought on it, man?
Well, all of my biblical teaching, JC, even from going to private school, the Messiah was through John the Baptist. John the Baptist identified Jesus as being the Messiah, referring to him as the Messiah, the Lamb of God, who takes away all the sins of the world. That's the Messiah I know. I've never heard of the Messiah being any kind of nation, but I do understand it from my teaching, the Messiah being the Lamb of God, who is Jesus Christ.
Brother Good News, go ahead, man.
Well, if I can, I'd like to ask this question. What was the purpose of the Messiah? Was it that he was supposed to come to save the world and cause people to come to the Almighty through him? Did he not call himself the Son of Man? Meaning he was born from the body and the flesh of men? Was it not written that he came to be oppressed, and to be going through hardships and trials and tribulations?
Mm-hmm.
Is that not what the black man went through? Everything that the Messiah went through, the black man went through that identically.
Okay.
Everything you read. This is why if you read, as a matter of fact, let's go here.
Okay, we got a couple more minutes, man.
Oh, okay. The book of
See, but you know what? Hey, but let me say this. I'm not a biblical scholar, right? And for me to really have a great conversation with you on this, I wouldn't be able to do that. I could just tell you what I've known and what I've learned, you know what I'm saying, and what I was taught. And then that's different teachings, you know what I'm saying? Because you can go, let me just say this though, Brother Good News, and I think you can appreciate this. You can look at almost any Bible or any religious text and be able to put it in the context that you want to put it in. That happens. And I'm saying the interpretation, it comes from what you hear. Because I'm not, and I want you to, I'm just not understanding to hear your point on the Messiah. Just, you continue to say it's a nation. So you're trying to say Israel is going to, I just want to make sure you're saying this, or you're saying Israel is going to come and conquer and bring calm and take over the world? What are you saying? That's you're losing me.
It's a spiritual concept from what the Bible is trying to say. Take, for example, the Bible in the book of Mark, I think it is, where the Messiah was talking to the woman at the well. Remember the woman?
But hold on. But let me give you this. You keep talking about Israel, right? Now, Israel wasn't... But you talked about Israel first, right?
Well, no. No.
Okay, you didn't bring in Israel in here?
Say the Messiah. Let's just say.
But you said Israel, right? But let me say this before we get ready to go. Now, there's the Palestinians will say that the Israelis and Israel came and took their land.
Well, see, I was going to break this down for you.
Well, is that true?
Well,
I mean, that's why they're fighting. They're fighting over supposedly. Now, let me ask you this, but I'll let you talk before we go, because we got a couple more minutes. We got to go. But they're fighting because they said they're the chosen one for the holy ground. And guess what? Right? So the Israelis come in and they're fighting the Pakistanians to take that land. Right? That's what the war is about, of the holy land.
We're not talking about them.
Okay, talk to me then, man. Yeah, hey, my man. I'm gonna give you a minute to tell me, and then we can talk another day.
Okay. Well, at least for the moment, let me at least just say, for right now, let me at least let everybody know that I am known as Brother Good News, and you can contact me from Nature Always at YouTube.com.
Okay.
That's at naturealways at youtube.com.
Okay, Nature. Because you,
like I said, if you read the story of the woman at the well, the woman at the well came to Jesus. Let's say that, and he told her, to cut it short, he told her that the deliverance and salvation comes from the black Jews.
Okay. Okay.
So,
well, let's do this, man. I'm gonna get. Hey, you call. I'm gonna tell you. I want you to call. You make sure you call on Wednesday. Okay. That's when I'm going to have my man, the professor, Dr. Yancey, on. He is a biblical guy that will be able to break down anything you talk about. I'm looking forward to this conversation. So you make sure you call when we got Dr. Yancey on Wednesday. Would that work?
Okay. Now, what's the best time to call?
He comes on about 7:45, I believe, your time. Yep, about 7:45.
Okay.
But when you hear him on, when you hear me saying I got the doctor on, and I'm gonna call your name out, Brother Good News, you call in, man, because you got me all discombobulated, man. All right, big boss. You got me all messed up, and I don't like being messed up. You did it. All right, my man. Thank you for your call, Playboy. All right, my man. Thanks for your call, man. Hey, man, he got me all talking about Bible, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get struck by lightning or something, man. Come on, quit that, man. I mean, hell, I'm not that astute with the Bible. So when you ask me a question, it's over my head. I just know basic learning that I've learned. I'm not a deacon in a church. I'm not an assistant pastor in a church. Well, you know what? Let me think about this. What's my man James call himself? Brother one more? Reverend one more? I'm going to call myself Reverend Thing then. So y'all call me Brother Thing. We get there, call me Reverend Thing. Hey, let's go back to something we was talking about earlier, man. I want to go back to some real stuff that we talked about. Jeff, you made a statement. I want to just make sure I'm clear on what you said. You said, "Oh, it ain't even possible. He won't never try to do nothing like that. He would never try to do a revolt or anything like that. No, Trump. No, didn't you say that? He would no. You said he would never try to declare martial law. Did you say that, Jeff?
No, I did not say that. I said he would never succeed at declaring martial law. This guy's capable of trying anything.
Okay, I just got some on news feed. Let me get some on my news feed that came. Trump's talk of martial law could be taken by the far-right group as a violent call to action. Former DHS official says. So this is exactly what I was saying when I talked about martial law. And you say, oh, no, that wouldn't happen. I thought you said that. Maybe I didn't hear it.
I will bet you $10 against $1,000. In other words, if you're right, I'll pay you $1,000. If I'm right, I'll pay you $10 if Donald Trump succeeds in declaring and getting martial law. I will bet my.
Okay. Let me make. Okay, I got you. Let me make two statements to you then. You know, we talking about the guy Dave called talking about why Obama was a man of the year. Well, do y'all remember this? Donald Trump got the man of the year in 2016, and he was just elected. Do you remember that? Why did he get that? I'm curious. And then, Jeff, let me just do a little. I had to think about this. I had to write some notes down.
Hold on, before we move on, what man of the year from the Kiwanis Club or
Yeah,
what?
okay, Jeff. Jeff, right? But he got man of the year. I want you to look it up, Jeff.
Okay,
Donald
well,
Trump
if
in 20
the Tacoma, Washington Kiwanis,
whatever
made him man of the year.
well, whatever it was, in 2016 he was the man of the year. I want you to look that up, okay? Then let me talk about something else. You talked about martial law. It's not. There's been martial law has been declared 9 times since World War II. You know that, right? Because you're a very smart dude. Very smart. You're a brilliant man. And in 5 instances, it was designed to counter resistance to the federal desegregation decree in the South. I mean, I know you. I mean, you're a brilliant dude, and we know that has happened. So the point I'm making, you make it seem as if things won't happen. Oh, it ain't no. History. I mean, how do we judge things that go on? We judge things on history, right, Jeff? And and then let me do this to you. You ask me what.
Hey, by the way, was that just so our listeners know? Did they issue martial law in all 50 states or in a couple of localities because things had gotten out of control?
Okay, with the segregation decree in the South. We're saying that the segregation decree, Jeff. No, not at one time. No. I said the decree.
That's what we're talking about.
But no,
here.
Jeff, we're saying
talking about him
we don't. But
over
the point I'm
the
making.
entire United
Okay,
States of
the point
America.
I'm saying to you, I don't put nothing past white folks, man. White folks with power.
You can say whatever you want. Let's take
I know.
that.
I'm not saying whatever I want. I'm saying what history has proven, Jeff, that things happen, right? This is a fact. I mean, this is not me making up. There's a fact. Let me ask you, is it a fact, Jeff, that martial law, I'm asking you a question. Is it a fact that martial law was called in the South?
Martial law was called locally.
I'm just asking you, did it happen? Okay.
No, you don't get the answer. You're going to mislead our listeners.
I am
We have
listening.
never had the entire 50 states. We have never had a president say, I am not leaving office for whatever reason.
Well, you got one that's saying it now.
Martial law and taking over. It has never happened.
Right. I mean, I'm not
He can
Jeff.
say, by the way,
No one has said it ever happened,
say
Jeff.
anything he wants. Hold on. I am not arguing that he won't say crazy stuff. He has said, documented about 3,000 crazy things since he was elected. He can say whatever he wants. But on whatever it is, January 20th, he's going to leave the White House and he ain't going back.
Well, let's do this. We're ready to take a break. Before we go to a break, hey, Jeff. Okay, before we go to a break, let me say this. In 2016, he was a Time Magazine Man of the Year. The big fella, Demetrious Johnson, the Hurricane Jeff, and JC coming back, man. We got an interesting guy coming on, man. My man Tony Stubbs. Oh, man. Hey, ladies, you better lock and load on this big fella. The big fella right back. Tony Iruli, what's up, man? Coach.
Visit Central Park Deli
Hey, what's
today
up,
and
Coach?
receive 10%
Iruli, how
off
you doing, man?
when ordering from our mobile app and enter promo
Coach,
code 910
Iruli, my
Our
man.
new menu items include gluten-free wraps,
What's up,
spinach
Jackie?
wraps, fried spicy buffalo cauliflower, and sweet potato maple cheesecake. Don't forget about our always delicious Seiginsburg corned beef, our fresh hand patty charbroiled 100% premium beef burgers, and our homemade teriyaki stir fries. Central Park Deli has curbside service.
Hey, DJ.
Yes, sir. Coach Iruli, it's good seeing you, man. Man, hey, Coach, are you still coaching anywhere, Coach? If you are, let me know, man. Coach Iruli is my man. Love some Coach Iruli, man. Always been a good dude. Always. Was a heck of a coach. And I can say this, Coach, you're probably a nicer person than you as a coach because you're a great guy. Coming back, we got my man, Tony Stubbs, y'all. Y'all like this conversation with those Stubbs. What up, Jackie B?
(910) AM Superstation, a division of Adele Media.
Welcome back with the coach, JC, and the Hurricane. Hey, man, I'm excited about this guy here coming up, man. I mean, folks, ladies, you need to stay locked and loaded. Let me bring in a conversation. My man, he's not only a good-looking dude, but he got a total transformation of fitness guy. He's on a daggone series. Oh, he's the man. Let me bring in a conversation. My man, Tony Stubbs. Hey, what up, Tony?
Hey, how you doing, Demetrious?
I'm good. How you doing, big man?
I'm doing pretty good.
Hey, look here, Tony. Let me ask you a question, man. I've been thinking about when this interview I want to have with you, man, how big time you are. And then I was hoping that maybe I can get on one of these programs or something. So before we go there, I want you to tell our listening audience in Detroit and all throughout the country, who is Tony Stubbs and what are you doing?
All right. Well, my name is Tony Stubbs. I'm originally from West Palm Beach, Palm Beach County, I should say, Florida. Currently living in Houston. I am a student support manager for Communities and Schools of Houston, where pretty much a social worker, love kids, and I'm also a health and wellness and fitness coach for my business called the Total Transformation Movement, TTF movement.
But Tony, the thing that really intrigued me when I'm thinking about you, man, I mean, you got on Ready for Love, man, season 3, The Last Resort. How in the heck did you get selected, or how did you get on Ready for Love, season 3, The Last Resort? How did you get on that?
I went through one of the organizations that I'll be looking for work just to see if there's anything open that might be of any interest. And I saw it and I filled out the application. Didn't even think nothing of it, just, filled it out, turned it in. And then about a month later, I got a phone call from production, had about 3 interviews. And then after that, they had called me a week later after that 3rd interview. And I said, congratulations, you're a cast member on Ready to Love. So that's how that happened.
So what happened? So kind of take me, because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I ain't hating, but I am hating. Okay, I ain't hating, but I am hating, and I got a couple of reasons why I'm hating on you. We'll get down to that later. But what I need to do if I want to be a cast member, the big fella, what do I need to do to be one of those guys that get on one of them cast shows?
Well, to be honest with you, if you really want to do that, I believe you have to have some type of interest in the industry, because it's real hard for just somebody who's just just regular, normal, does just normal things as they call them. I mean, you have to have some type of interest in it for you to see those types of things, or if somebody may see it or see a poster or something and share it with you, something along those lines. So that's pretty much how I got on, because I have some interest in the industry, the modeling, the acting, and that's how I came across Ready to Love.
So, okay, now this dude's just I'm just telling y'all folks, the listening audience, I don't like this guy. I got a couple of reasons why I don't like him. I'll break him down individually. I-
Why you don't like it?
I'm just telling you, okay, I'm hating, but I'm not hating. I'm not hating, but I'm hating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know why you don't like him.
Why is that? Tell me, Jeff.
He's good looking and you're not.
But but that's part of it. That's part of it. He's a good-looking dude because he's a model, and then he's got the ability to act. But let me tell you what, Jeff, I'm not going to say that because we'll mess our interview up. I don't want to tell you yet. When I tell you and JC why I really don't like this guy, you guys going to fall in line with me. Okay? So I ain't going to say it yet. We ain't going to go there. We ain't going to go there, Tony. Hey, Tony, we ain't going to go there yet. Let me finish talking about what I got to talk about.
I might have a feeling.
Yeah, you know what the feeling is, but we ain't going to go there yet. We ain't going to go there yet. Jeff, you and JC going to feel the same way. All right, let's talk about this thing, man. So my man was in Ready for Love, the Last Resort season 3. Now, but the thing that really impressed me about all this stuff, and then I'm having fun with you, your modeling, your acting, and your weekly watch party. The thing that's really important to me is black men with high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes, and all these things. But you are a total, you're total transformation fitness movement. Talk about that and why is that so important, particularly for black men?
Well, I definitely share, especially with my black men, about that is because I was a part of that, having high blood pressure. I was taking 2 forms of medication while I was playing football. So I share with people, you can be in shape and not be healthy, okay? Wow. And I was a testimony of that. And I'm telling you, it messed with my mind, having slight depression with that, like really saying to myself, like I'm really popping pills before a game. And it just threw me. And one day my sister, she was speaking with me, and I came to a point in my mind mentally, and this is where this is the key point of that mental aspect of making it up in your mind that you want to make that change. Because at the end of the day, it all falls on you. You have to take responsibility what you're putting inside your body, because you only get one body. Okay, you got to people treat their cars better than they treat their own body. As soon as that oil engine light comes on, you'll go get that car, that oil change quick, because if that engine blows up, it's a wrap. You got to get a new car. But I can't do that to you, Demetrious. I can't get a new Demetrious, only get one. Right. So I need you to do the necessary things to keep you here, per se, because at the end of the day, we all going to die. Hopefully we all die and go to heaven. But I don't want to go just yet. So I'm going to do key things to hopefully keep me here a little longer to do what I need to do while I'm here.
We're talking to my man, Tony Stubbs. He also is a reality show star, total fitness guru, actor, model, and then you also got your weekly watch party. Talk about your weekly watch party, man.
Yes. So we have been having some very good, successful weekly watch party at the Mahali Bar and Lounge here in Houston in Midtown. Just a great venue, great just environment to be in. It's been awesome. Just the cast, we all been coming out there each week. We're actually taking a couple of weeks off because there is not going to be an episode for Christmas, but the following week, coming back January 1st, we'll have a new episode. So if anybody's out in Houston, y'all come on out for New Year's and come check out Ready to Love at the Amahali Bar in Lounge.
Now, hold on, time out. Hey, JC, Jeff can't do this. Jeff can't make this movement, y'all. But JC, you and I can. You and I can, JC. We going down to Houston. We gonna be sitting. I mean, now you gotta make sure you gotta act like we big time, though, man. Right? Now we gotta act like we big time, and we want to go into the set. We want to go on the set, JC. Coach, we want to go on the set and act like we big time, ready for love, and we're gonna act like I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what to do. How we do that? What you say?
Y'all come on. I got you. You'll be taken care of.
I am telling you, man.
Come on down. You let me know.
Folks, hey, folks in Detroit and all over the country, have you ever been to Houston to see how many beautiful people, women are there? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness! I'm telling you what, your boy from the Houston Rockets pretending like he want to get traded. He don't want to go nowhere.
He don't want to go nowhere.
He really don't want to go nowhere. He just playing. Hey, Tony. You know, hey, Tony.
He just fronting.
Yeah, he fronting. I ain't never heard the brothers say they want to live in Houston. I heard guys that love Houston. The receiver who's playing, what is he playing? What is that receiver that got traded? Oh, he's still mad.
Yeah, he's in Arizona now.
Oh, he's still pissed off.
Boykin? Was it Boykin?
No. What was his name, Jimmy?
Yeah, he's in. Big time guy.
The big time receiver. I can't remember, but the guy's pissed off. I know why he's pissed off.
Yeah.
Leaving Houston is the worst thing you can do. I'm telling you. So
Bolden or something like that.
Yeah, so me and you got to think about JC.
DeAndre Hopkins.
There you go, Jeff. DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins. Yes, he's big time. Thanks, Jeff. So, Jeff, you don't qualify for this movement. JC and I qualify for this movement, but Tony.
You know what would be interesting though?
What's that?
DJ, is one time, not every time,
okay,
but one time if I walked into that joint just to see how people reacted.
Yeah, hey, you know what? That would be cool. Hey, Tone, can you set up with Ready for Love that we bring our boy Jeff, a white guy with us, to come on the set and it look like he's ready for love?
By the way, not just a white guy, an older white guy who's not good looking.
All right. There's always somebody out there for someone.
I'm telling you, man.
We're going to find them for you.
So what is your next? What do you have on the horizon, Tone?
Oh man, well, we getting ready to come out with our program here with the TTF movement with our 7-minute gut punch program.
Oh, I got to get on that one. I got the Jeff Rankford gut.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
That's the one I got to get on.
Well, make it. Well, good. Well, we make it simple as possible. We tell people 7 minutes. If you have 7 minutes for yourself, you can actually see a possible transformation 3 to 5 days out of the week if you actually are doing something.
Wow. Okay. Well, yes. When is that kicking off, man?
Well, we are kicking that off here beginning of the new year, but we're actually getting started now. I tell people if you want to start now, start now. Don't wait till the new year because usually if you're doing everything the same way over and over, more than likely you're going to do the same thing again that you did last year.
I know that's right.
Probably nothing.
So
I need you to go ahead and start new.
So do you have some new exercise that we can do the gut buster, 7-minute gut buster, man?
Oh, well, we want to make it simple. I share with people, if you haven't done nothing, you want to do it with something real simple. Squats, push-ups, like anything that gets your body moving, walking, skating, biking, anything. I need you to find something that you like to do and get started with that. If you like running in place, I'm going to need you to run in place for about 7 minutes.
I know that's right.
If you like doing jumping jacks, do some jumping jacks for 7 minutes. Like, just get started doing something, and then from there with the program, we'll have different exercises that you'll be able to do within those 7 minutes to get your heart rate so you can get into that fat burning zone of reaching your goals of what you want to accomplish when it comes to your weight.
We speak with
so right now, 3D, start doing something.
I got you, big boss. So what we're going to do, we speak with Tony Stubbs, man, and he's on Ready for Love, The Last Resort, Season 3. You can check that out. And he's also the Total Transformation Fitness movement he's got going on, actor, model, and weekly watch party. So when you get that weekly watch party going next year again, you need to get back on here and give everybody that link. So we're going to do a weekly watch party, and then when you start doing the fitness stuff, we're going to do a weekly watch party fitness movement for the Total Transformation Fitness movement. And then what we're going to do is set goals for the people who listen to us who needs to get in shape. Everybody got that New Year's resolution. Oh, I'm going to work out. They work out for the first week and they're done.
Hey, DJ.
Go ahead, Jay.
I wanted to ask Tony this. We're doing this pandemic. Everybody's been talking about the side effects of the vaccine or getting vaccinated. Particularly in the black community, we never talk about the side effects of the things that we eat. We don't have those conversations. We don't like that conversation because usually it's good to us. I'm guilty of that as well.
Oh, yeah.
But talk about that, you know, as we go into the holiday, watching, you know, the side effects of the things that we eat, how we should be eating during this pandemic.
Right. Well, that's you just hit it right on the head about the things that we eat and what we put in our body. So this is one of the reasons why I share with people get started now. Because more than likely, you already know, everybody more than likely is going to eat good for the holiday come here in a few days. So that's why I say get started now, because there's going to be some things that you're putting in your body that everybody already knows. It's not like I'm preaching something new to everybody. Everybody knows what they need to do. They're either choosing or intentionally are not doing what they need to do. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact myself, I'm going to eat good these holidays because I know I want to eat it. However, I'm not eating this stuff every single day. So you have to make some certain choices in your mind, especially come this holiday. If you know for a fact, if you have diabetes, you have high blood pressure, and you know it, you have got to mentally say to yourself, I have got to make a change. And that's where we break those cycles and where that comes into play, because it's all mental. Once we get the mental aspect, everything else falls into place of what you want to accomplish. But you got to make that decision, and more importantly, you got to take responsibility. A lot of us don't like taking responsibility of where we are currently because we like to blame the past, whatever happened in our past family, hereditary. And I share with people high blood pressure is hereditary in my family. But guess what? I made a decision and said, I'm not going to have this happen no more. It stops here with me. So therefore, once I made that decision, everything else fell into place where now I can do certain things and eat the foods that I want to eat because I do the things that I need to do to make sure that I can do it.
We're speaking with my man, Tony Stubbs, Ready for Love, The Last Resort, Season 3, coming up. He's a total transformation fitness movement, actor, model. He's the real deal. Well, JC, did you say something?
Oh, sir, I'm good.
Well, let me say this before. Let me say this before we let Tony go. Okay. Let me tell you the problem I have with Tony. Jeff, you ready? JC, you ready? I want both of y'all ready to say something about this, right?
I'm ready.
This old chump is a KU dude. Played football at Kansas.
He's out the door.
I have no idea why we got this dude on with us, man. Oh, sorry ass KU. Man, we used to beat KU so bad. They had me in the locker room like I was a player on their team.
Beat us like that when I was playing.
Man, they put my picture on Kansas wall. Oh my God, I cannot believe this dude.
BKU like a drum.
Yeah, we ain't talking about basketball now. We talking about football.
Oh, you definitely can't talk about basketball.
No, we ain't talking about basketball, so don't try to throw that in there on us. So I'm going to tell you something, man.
Hey, Tony, I hope you don't put that on your resume.
Please don't, man. Don't do that, Tony. You can hurt yourself, Tony.
I put it on there proudly.
Hey, Tony, we know you can hurt yourself doing it. Hey, Tony, tell everybody how they can get in contact with you and what they need to do to stay in contact with you.
Oh, man, you can reach me on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Tony. That's TONING, Tony, and also the TTF movement. That's Total Transformation Fitness Movement. That's on Instagram and Facebook as well. And anything you want any help or anything, please DM me. I'll be more than glad to help you reach your goals.
Tony Stubbs, man, I am really honored to have you on, man. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to allow the Detroit market and everybody around the country to know more about who you are. And check my man out, Ready for Love. Oh, my God. I want to get on one of them sitcoms, man. The Last Resort. I'll be the first and the last resort. They wouldn't even take me. Tony, thank you, man. We appreciate your time, big fella.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
All right, Tony. Take care, man. Hey, Jeff, can you guys
–
all right, my man. Can you guys imagine me? Hey, folks watching us on Facebook, can y'all imagine me being on? Don't be saying no cruel things about me either, but folks. Can y'all imagine me on that Ready for Love, The Last Resort, season 4? What you think? I want I want to do season 4.
Hey, by the way, it's
What?
not cruel if it's true.
It is, man. They'll say some cruel stuff about me. So I want the Facebook folks to tell me, do they think I can make The Last Resort, man? Like Tony Stubbs, man. You know what I'm saying, Jeff? The Last Resort, Ready for Love. I may be on season 4. That'd be a trip. I'm sitting up and see myself on season 4. But then we know that.
Season 4, is that the senior citizen season? What is season 4?
I don't know what it is, but I tell you what.
Because let me tell you, if there's anybody under the age of 50, I mean, you're disqualified. But I could see them doing that. You know, they ought to do that with the other shows too, right? They do it on the golf tour, the senior golf tour, that Survivor show. They should have like a senior citizen one. And for this show, they should have a senior citizen season, and then maybe I'm not promising anything. Maybe you could get it.
Maybe I have a
chance. But maybe.
Maybe I have a chance. You know what? They wouldn't even pick me. They wouldn't even pick me on.
Not, but maybe.
But I tell you what, man, I wouldn't pick myself either. I'm being honest, y'all. I wouldn't pick myself either. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Coming back, we're going to have some real good conversation. Maybe I want to get back down having this conversation about that martial law that my boy Jeff said, hey, it ain't happening. Playboy, it does happen. The big fella, Demetrious Johnson, the Hurricane, and the coach, right back. Welcome back to the Demetrious Johnson Show, the big fella, hanging out with the Hurricane and the coach. Hey, guys, check this out. It's a young man up in Detroit. He put together, listen to this, guys. He put together his own bowling alley on one of those big 18-wheel trucks.
I saw that.
Isn't that something, man? A mobile.
Yeah, a bowling alley on an 18-wheeler.
Yeah. And I know his last name was Jackson. He was 34 years old. He's CEO, owner of a luxury Strike Bowling. I'm telling you, man, it's amazing that somebody can do that. And that's what I'm talking about. I mean, you told me being creative. You see how, and it's a beautiful, I mean, they showed the pictures of it, and it was beautiful, man. And his name is Terrence Jackson Jr., 34 years old, young cat. Well, I think he's 34. And he started this, bowling thing. I would like to come and just get on it and bowl and see how I feel. You know what I'm saying? That'd probably be kind of cool. I mean, I remember in the old days, they used to have smoking in the bowling alleys, and I used to hate that. But I'm assuming they're not letting people smoke in the big truck. That is so. What do you think about that, JC? How innovative that is?
Hey, man, that's very innovative, man, and that just continues to show, the creativity of a lot of these young people all around the country, man, that are, that come, to be able to just, take care of themselves, whether through business, education, or entertainment, man. They just capable of great things, man.
And Jeff, what do you think about that?
I don't want to sound hoity-toity, but I don't bowl, so I don't care.
Damn, Jeff. There you go.
I'm just not a bowling guy.
But what that got to do with the guy being innovative?
Well, what's the point of having a bowling lane and an 18-wheeler?
Because he can move around, make it mobile. He could come to your place. He can do those kind of things. And that's hey, think about this. Think about this. And I like it because let's say you can't afford it, schools can't afford to get buses and everything. You can bring that there for entertainment for the young folks. But most importantly, there's a young black entrepreneur who's able to do something to make money, to make a living for his family. That's what I'm impressed with, of the innovation to do it. That's why we look at it a little differently. I might not be a bowler either. I mean, I can bowl, but I'm not very good. You can bowl, but you're probably not very good either. However, when you get entrepreneurship going on like that, and that's what we need, the entrepreneurship going in particularly in the African American community, and that's what we're getting. Hey, let me change subject and talk about something that happened the other day. In St. Louis, folks, it's a store called J.C. Penney's. And J.C. Penney is a clothing store, one of the mainstream clothing stores. They pretty much all, I think they may have some in other states. They have some in other states, too. They all over the place. They may have one in Detroit, J.C. Penney's.
It's a national chain. Yeah, it's a national.
So it probably got J.C. Penney's in Detroit. So I send my folks, and I want y'all to hear this story, and y'all can understand. We send our folks who work with our foundation, the Demetrious Johnson Foundation. We do a big thing where we give toys and clothing and stuff for folks around Christmas. So we send our people out to buy clothes and all kind of stuff from J.C. Penney's. So my folks go into the store Saturday night because we got our big party on Sunday afternoon, or Sunday mid-morning, late morning, early afternoon. They go in there to buy some stuff. I mean, thousands of dollars worth of stuff. We're buying it now. And we are a legitimate 501c3 organization that we've been in operation for over damn near 30 years, okay? Everything is legit. Paperwork is all paid. Everything is all done. So my folks go in here in this store, the J.C. Penney's that you probably have there too. And they go to the manager, one of the store persons, and say, "Hey, we're about to buy a lot of stuff, and we're doing tax exempt." They say, "Okay, tax exempt. Okay, we good. Let's go." My folks go in there and they start buying up stuff. They got like 10, 15 carts of stuff. So they walk up to my people and they say, "Hey, you guys can't do this now because we can only, check out 50 pieces at a time." My folks say, "Okay, that's fine with us. Whatever it takes to make this thing work." So they get ready to start to walk out or go and get the stuff to check out. The people say, my folks give a letter. It's a 501c3 letter, say that you're tax exempt. Give it to the first of all, they said they was being walked around when they walking around the store getting things. people looking at them all funny, store people, and someplace pop up. I mean, almost like they're in there stealing. So now they're profiling us, become my people because they're all black, and they're going in there to buy stuff for underserved, underprivileged families. All right, and people who's fallen on hard times since this COVID. They walk around doing their thing. Next thing you know, they go to the counter to check out. They give the 501c3 letter to the people that states that we are a non-for-profit organization, so we do not pay sales tax on this product that we're buying. They hand the lady the letter. The lady looks at it and says, oh, this expired. First of all, folks, if you look at the laws in the state of Missouri, on the 501c3s, there's no expiration date. It's only a date to say when, this letter was given to you. What only thing the person had to do behind the counter is type in our 501c3 number, and it would have come up and tell you that we're legit. We're sanctioned by the state of Missouri, and we do have a federal number, so we can go anywhere in the country normally with our federal number and do business as a non-for-profit, non-taxed organization. These white folks in this store decide, no, y'all are not legit. We're not going to look at the letter. My folks is telling them, well, would you go ahead and just type our number in and it show that we're legit, it has not expired, any of the things that you're saying. Once again, we get profiled by these white folks at J.C. Penney store. And they say, no, we're not going to look at the letter. We're not going to type your number in. We don't care. In other words, I guess we got treated like Oprah Winfrey, which I don't have that kind of money, but when she was overseas years ago, that they said, hey, you can't afford to be here. I guess we got treated like LeBron James when he moved out in L.A., and somebody spray painted one of his houses and said, the N-word. This is what I'm telling you, folks. When is it going to change? Is it that Donald Trump has gotten these white folks all up in arms now that they feel they can say and do what the hell they want to do at any time? We are a legitimate organization, like a lot of legitimate organizations there are. And they decide they don't want to do business. Our money ain't good, even though we was going to spend thousands of dollars to help families. It wasn't no good. Hell with what you got. See, so when you get comfortable and think that you're okay and you're being accepted in that arena, once again it comes back and bites you in the butt. Because under no circumstances should our folks have been turned down for J.C. Penney's to do that to us. And that's the thing that really pisses me off. That we work hard, we raise money, we do fundraisers, we do everything we can, JC, to make sure we can help families. And once again, guess what happened? They don't do anything. They tell us, no, you ain't good enough to be accepted in our store. What's your thought, JC?
Well, that's just foolish of J.C. Penney's, and we're asking people across the country, if you have a J.C. Penney's in your community or in your city, to boycott it. You know what I mean? Black men trying to do the right thing by their community, trying to uplift their community, to be supportive to families during a pandemic, and then we have to fight like hell just to do the right thing.
Right.
Fight like hell just to do the right thing. That's what's sad about it.
Hey, Jeff, let me ask you a question. Do you think if you was there trying to check out with a 501c3 letter, do you think the white folks would have treated you that same way because you're white?
Well, I can't possibly know that.
No, we don't
My
know.
guess is
I'm just
that-
asking.
Yeah, my guess is probably not.
So my question is, why is it that when we say there is issues, that and you know what pisses me off, folks? The thing that really pisses me off, when I hear somebody tell me, when they say to me There you go. You're using a race card like we got a card in our pocket that we can pull a card out and then let us go do whatever we want to do. Folks, whoever told white folks that we got a card in our pocket, there they go, using that race card. There they go. Hey, man, if I say it happened, it happened. And it did happen. J.C. Penney's should be ashamed of themselves. And then what's crazy, they put out a statement. I'm going to read a statement that J.C. Penney put out to a news guy who was trying to find out what happened. I want to read this statement, folks. And when we talk about how things are being manipulated, how things happen, how they take their narrative and make it their narrative without talking to us and say they did, this is a statement that J.C. Penney's sent out to one of the media outlets here. J.C. Penney regrets that any of our valued customers did not feel completely welcome at our stores in Des Peres. That's Des Peres, Missouri. As our company was founded on the golden rule, and our associates are trained to treat all customers with respect. Store management has since, listen to this bull crap. I wish I could say the word I really want to say. I want you folks to hear this in Detroit and anywhere else in the country. Listen what I'm about to say, how they just made up a damn lie. Store management has since spoken with the customer regarding their 501c3 paperwork and will fully support giving back to those in need. What kind of bull snap is this? They made up a lie that they talked to me. This store made up a lie saying that they talked to me or anyone in my organization. They not talk to me or no one. This is what we're saying, folks. So when we talk about how they make the narrative up and make the story what they want, this is what they do. They put out a statement saying they spoke to me. I have not spoken to J.C. Penney. No one in my organization has spoken with him because I'm the only one that has the responsibility to make statements on regarding our organization. But they put out a bullcrap statement saying that they've spoken with us. So when we talk about, Jeff and me and you talk about this all the time. We have our ups and downs and our agreements on it. How narratives are changed to protect white folks' integrity. It happens. Jeff, I have not spoken to nobody from J.C. Penney. Nobody from our organization has spoken to nobody from J.C. Penney's.
Well, I think that all people, including white people, lie, especially on the corporate side, lie all the time. And sometimes they lie because it's a racial matter, and sometimes they lie when it's not a racial matter. I mean, look at the tobacco companies. They lied for decades and decades and decades. That's what people do to make money.
I understand. JC, your thought. Did we lose Coach? I don't know if we lost Coach or not.
For a minute, D.
Yeah, go ahead.
I lost you for a minute. I couldn't hear you. Well, again, DJ, it's really disappointing. You know what I mean? We were angry, but for me, it's more disappointing because, again, you can't even be able to do the right thing, man, when you're trying to do the right thing. They won't let you. And then, like you said, create a narrative when they've spoken to no one. They haven't spoken to you. They haven't spoken to anyone in the organization. Hell, you will basically put out the store. Because if you would have made us, and here's the telling point about it, DJ and Jeff. Man, had you challenged that thing and made a scene, oh my God! Out there in Des Peres, you got to know people. You got to know where you're at when you're in Des Peres, Missouri. You got to know where you're at. Oh, it would have been it would have turned out that we were wrong, DJ.
It's like being in Auburn Hills somewhere, Southfield somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I mean,
we'd have been surrounded for police.
Police all over the place. And that's what we're talking about. And that goes back to Casey Goodson, a young man, folks, ain't bother nobody, minding his own business. Go to Subway, go to his grandmother's house, trying to go in the house. Police come and confront him for no reason. U.S. Marshal looking for somebody, but he ain't the person. Get in some words, because the guy probably, I'm assuming this young man probably, man, I'm not that. What are you talking about? I ain't did nothing wrong. And guess what? Yeah, Negro, you did do something wrong because you're black. Think about it, Jeff. See, yeah, and when we talk about it, and people think, and I appreciate Jeff, because one thing, Jeff being our white friend and being my friend first and happened to be a white cat, he keeps it real with us. We keeps it real with him. So my point is this. Casey Goodson, Columbus, Ohio, young boy, going to his grandmother's house. Ain't bothered nobody. And guess what? He gets killed because he get a confrontation with the U.S. Marshal who's doing something that he shouldn't be doing to this kid. This kid didn't do nothing wrong. And then, yeah, does he have a gun? He has a concealed carry.
Legally.
Yes. Now, when you got a concealed carry, now, first of all, he ain't committing a crime. He's at his grandmama's house, going in the door. So you can't say he created the situation. He didn't bother nobody. Now, very conveniently, there's no cameras. Now you got the Columbus Police Department saying, hey, it wasn't us. U.S. Marshals looking for, it wasn't us. And then when you talk about the young lady, Brittany, who got murdered the same way, kicked their door down, shoot her, and don't even get charged for it. They charged the police officer because the bullet went in somebody else's house. So tell me the value of a black life then, man. Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me what it is.
And DJ, here's another hypocrisy of the whole thing with the young man with the concealed carry. You have organizations like the NRA won't come out and say a word about how unfair and how wrong that was.
Right.
A young man doing what he's supposed to do, got all his paperwork in order, and he still gets killed. What's the damn advantage of being a part of the NRA and all these other gun organizations that are predominantly white? If you're doing the right thing, got all your paperwork, got your licenses, and hell, you still get killed.
Holding a sandwich. No criminal record, folks. Holding a sandwich in his hand, going in his grandmama's house. Going in his grandmother's house, folks, and get shot. Imagine going to the store, man. Imagine this, folks. Imagine you go to the store and get a loaf of bread. You come back over your grandmother's house, your mother's house. You're trying to get in the door. And you go in the door, and then somebody come out of nowhere and say something to you. Okay? Now what happens? Now you turn around. I would get pissed off if I'm at my mama's house, my grandmama's house, and somebody come up there and accuse me, what you doing, and none of your damn business what I'm doing here. I give you a story. It's some years ago, I was at a 7-Eleven talking to this white lady and her daughter. Cute little white girl and her mom. And the police pulls up in a nice, one of the convertible cars, and and he get out the car, and I say, hey, man, that's a nice car. They like your car. This is exactly what he says to me. What's in the bag? What do you have in the bag? I said, what the hell you mean what I got in the bag? What do you have in the bag? I said, ain't none of your business what I got in the bag. He says to me, oh, I guess you got drugs in there? I say, none of your damn business what I got in my bag. I have not committed a crime. I didn't do nothing. And you see all these white folks coming out of 7-Eleven, won't you stop them and say something to them? And guess what he says? Okay, oh, you're going to be that smart ass. He hit some button, police officers coming from all directions. And they tell me, well, won't you let them see what's in the bag? I said, ain't none of y'all business. I ain't broke no laws. I ain't did nothing. I just came out of the store. If you want to know what I got in this bag, go in the damn store and ask those people what I got in this bag. Because I'm not telling you. I haven't seen him stop no white person who's come out of this store and ask them. And let me tell you what they do. Oh, we need to see your license. I give him my license. I say, man, I don't even have a spitting ticket. He runs it, and they come back, and let me tell you what they say to me. I want y'all to buckle up on this one, folks. I never forget it. The rest of my life, I remember it. The white guy gives me my driver's license back and says, yeah, here, you can leave. Then he says this. I guess you're going to say, yeah, you got over. You got us. That's what the hell you mean? The hell I'm going to sit up here talking about I got you when you bothered me, man. Oh, racist ass. Now imagine it, and the thing that got him off me, the white lady was screaming, leave him alone. He did nothing wrong. Why are you guys bothering him? He was just out there talking to, we know him. The fiance of the girl, I was one of the best friends of the girl's father. That's what it was. But once again, they profile us, just like J.C. Penney did our folks, profiled them. These Negroes cannot have that kind of money to pay for something in a store. They couldn't because they black. That's what black folks do. They gonna steal something. They trying to steal. And my folks telling me they watching them as they walk through the store. They roll up there to pay for the deal. And now, oh, we can't accept your non-for-profit letter. It's not legit. What the hell? Now, mind you, just earlier that day, we went to another store and spent thousands of dollars for toys. A few hours before they went to go get clothes. We raise money, folks. Folks give us money to do these things. We put our personal money in this stuff. And now you're going to do that to us? You tell me. What's your thought, Jimmy?
Well, again, DJ, you have an example, man. And you know what, DJ? I don't know if this happens all around the country, but I'm going to tell you what's interesting about this conversation that we're having. I don't know if we have any callers, but I would imagine, man, this is happening all over the country.
It's got to be.
But the one common denominator in all this, I would say it's our president. He is giving many people, man, the opportunity to do and say what they want to say when they never could before, or they never felt like they could. But he has opened the door for this country to be as divided as it's ever been, man, in my lifetime. He's responsible for a lot of this.
But then you have a caller, Dave, call in and on the praise of how great he was. Now, I don't know, the greatness, I don't know. Jeff, what's your thought?
Well, it's what I've said for the last 4 years. The guy's a rotten human being. I remember you guys making fun of me in the early days when I said, you mark my word, this is a bad man. And you guys thought that was funny, but it's not funny anymore. He's a bad man.
So are you concerned? Are we concerned? Should we be concerned, guys? What Donald Trump is going to try to do? I mean, y'all think he's just going to leave next month with all niceness? Man, this dude.
He's leaving next month.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not leaving next month.
That doesn't mean you shouldn't be concerned.
But I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying, Jeff. He's got a movement going. Donald Trump has created a movement. And that movement is dangerous. There's more division, racist stuff going on under this guy that has been in years. He's got racism at its all-time high. He's got white folks running around here saying ridiculous stuff to black folks like we're just animals and we don't even exist.
That's what I've been saying, DJ. He's leaving office. You guys have been focused on, is he leaving office or not? He's leaving office, but that doesn't mean that the problems are going to go away. I'm telling you that one of the things they're going to do, you watch, is in Republican places or marginal places that have Republicans in charge, like Georgia and other places like that, or maybe Congress, although they got to get both chambers of Congress. They're going to try to pass restrictive voting laws, and there are other things that are going to be coming. He is going to walk out of the White House and not walk back. That's not the problem. The problem is what happens next.
No, I can agree with you. I can agree with that, Jeff. My concern is what you're saying. My concern is this, that he is doing everything he can to create the thing. Think about a U.S. Marshal shooting a black man in the back. See, since you got the footage, the cameras, and everything now, we've been saying this stuff been happening for years. Everybody else says it's not true. I mean, that's a white guy I knew had a relationship with a long time ago. We had a conversation, and I was telling him some of the things we face, and he's like, "Man, that can't be true. Oh, and society is not like that." Well, his society is not. Hey, Jeff, I don't expect you to understand what I go through. I don't. You shouldn't expect me to understand what you go through, but I expect you to listen to what I'm saying to you, and try to at least have some sense of understanding of when we talk about we going through pain and the suffering and everybody is not treated equally. You should understand it. When I used to tell you, I don't know if you remember this, I used to tell you, Jeff, when we used to argue all the time, debate about it, hey, Jeff, let me make this clear. You keep saying it's the law. It is the law. But when you interpret the law and say, what I feel, this is my opinion, now the law is not there no more. Because now you inserted your personal opinion. And that's what happens all the time. So don't tell me the law means this. The law means nothing in court. It means nothing to me. When you got an all-white jury. When you was talking about, what's the gentleman named JC, who was locked up for all these years?
Yeah, the gentleman in Detroit that was locked up for 26 years, man.
26 years.
18 years old, man.
26 years. And they know they didn't have no evidence. And see, what should happen, let me tell you what I would like to see happen before we go to the phone line real quick. Let's go to the phone line, and I'll tell you what needs to happen. Sylvia, how you doing, Sylvia? You on air?
Oh, hey, I just signed in, and I just wanted to say, this is America. What part does nobody see? The war declared on black bodies everywhere never ceased. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So laws that were made, are the lawmakers are the lawbreakers because they make sure whatever laws they make protects one group and affects another group. And it's always been us. We're still considered commodity, 3/5 human, cattle, sheep, property. And so until we realize that we keep asking the system that's already turned the fire up and on to turn the fire off. You know,
I know that's right.
People for reparations, and they still take it.
I know that's right. Hey, Sylvia, we about to go. Hey, thanks for calling. Give me a call again, baby. Appreciate the thought.
Okay, what time is your show?
We on from 6 to 8. I mean, 7 to 9 their time.
Okay,
7 to 9. I'm sorry.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. So let me say this, JC, and before we get out of here, you know, we got about what? We got about 2 minutes to go, guy. About 3 minutes to go. I'm gonna say this. Don't tell me about the law, Jeff. Anybody. The law means nothing when they have the ability to interpret it and make the call, because the judges only report to who? Nobody. Only time you get the judges overturned is when you take it to the Supreme Court. That's it. And so let's not sit up here and talk about the law means that. The law means what the law is to who want to interpret the law to benefit whatever needs they got. Your boy Donald Trump proved that. That's who did. The law makers are the breakers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me bring my man Pianki in for a quick. Pianki, you got about 60 seconds, man.
DJ,
Go ahead, Pianki.
just call. Now you guys know I'm a Donald Trump supporter.
No doubt about it, you are.
I was just calling. I was calling to see how your toy drive went, and I hope it went well.
Hey, Pianki, I'm going to tell you this, and let's call tomorrow. We won't talk about that Donald Trump stuff he's talking about. Hey, man, thanks, Pianki. The toy drive. The toy drive went great.
My grandson wants to call you. My grandson's trying to call you.
All right.
Your show probably this coming Sunday.
All right. But hey, we're doing this. We're about to go off. We ain't got but a couple minutes. We're about to go off. So tell them to call me tomorrow. We'll be back on tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Thanks, Bianca. Thank you, big man. Appreciate it. So, JC, go ahead and give me your final thoughts on what we talked about these law guys.
What I want to say, man, is salute to Mr. Bernard Howard, man. Guys who was jailed for over 26 years and is now 44 years old. Was in jail since he was 18, man. I am happy and excited that you can be out the holiday season, man, and get your life back. And I will sue their ass for every dollar if he can.
Jeff?
Donald Trump is leaving office in the third week in January, and good riddance.
Well, I'm going to conclude by saying this. First of all, going to J.C. Penney's, I want everybody to understand that was strictly black and white thing. It had nothing to do with nothing. We follow the rules and the laws. Us following the rules and laws mean nothing. You understand that? It means nothing. And then my man Maryland just put on Facebook, the Senate would not allow Obama to appoint judges. You're right. They shut down everything on Obama. But let me make this clear, folks. When you hear us talking, we talk for real. And JC made a great point. We're going to do our best to try to track down Bernard Howard, to bring him on, a young man who was unjustly put in jail for 18 years, Jimmy? Or 26?
26 years.
At 18 years old, 26 years of a crime they know he did not commit. A crime they know he did not commit, folks. Well, I tell you something, folks. Don't you worry about it. We're going to get Mr. Bernard. We're going to track him down in Detroit and get him on and let him tell his story. Because that's the guy we need to support. Let me tell everybody, I thank you for listening to us every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night from 7 to 9. We truly are blessed that you take your time out of your busy schedule to listen to us. We're going to keep it real. We ain't going to play games. We're going to have fun, but we're going to give you the true opinions and true opportunities to talk. And we're not going to not let you have your opinion. David, he's a Donald Trump fan. Good. We need that. We need to hear from everybody. We're going to let you say what you got to say because we're going to say what we have to say. Thank you for listening to me and my posse. We look forward to bringing it back tomorrow. Stay tuned, locked and loaded, because the big fella, Hurricane, and the coach will be back tomorrow at 7. See ya. Thank you for listening. We're out.
Later.
Folks, thank you for watching us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow from 6 St. Louis time, 6 to 8 St. Louis time, 7 to 9 Detroit time. Thank you. I want any opinion you got. Maryland, thank you for your thoughts on that. You're 100% right. They did do that. And I want to say, stay safe out here. Let's give back. Let's help other people. But thank you for listening. And I'm going to come back, folks. I'm going to do a statement regarding what happened to me at Sears. I'm going to make that statement shortly in the next few minutes. I'm going to post it so you guys can watch it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you looking and listening and watching us. I'll see you later. I'm out.